As 2024 drew to a close, a different kind of holiday haze settled across the United States. This was no festive cheer, but a thick, unsettling fog that sparked concern and confusion from coast to coast. What began as isolated reports in late December quickly escalated, blanketing states as far apart as California and Florida in an ethereal shroud. The National Weather Service confirmed the widespread fog, attributing it to a specific combination of atmospheric conditions. However, these meteorological explanations did little to quell the growing unease among citizens. This was no ordinary fog. Its unusual characteristics, coupled with a wave of reported illnesses, hinted at something more sinister lurking beneath its milky veil. As the fog spread, so too did a sense of uncertainty. Social media buzzed with theories, ranging from unusual weather patterns to more nefarious speculations. Was this simply a strange but harmless atmospheric occurrence, or was there something more to this pervasive mist? The fog's arrival coincided with a surge in reported illnesses, further fueling public anxiety. Across affected areas, hospitals and clinics saw a marked increase in patients complaining of respiratory problems and skin irritation. Coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath were among the most common symptoms, particularly among children and the elderly. Adding to the concern, many individuals reported a burning sensation in their eyes and throat, often accompanied by a persistent, unpleasant odor emanating from the fog. These symptoms, coupled with the fog's unusual persistence, led to widespread speculation about its potential health risks. Was the fog itself toxic, or was it carrying harmful pollutants? As reports of illness flooded in, health officials struggled to provide definitive answers. While acknowledging the unusual nature of the fog and the reported symptoms, they urged the public to remain calm and avoid unnecessary panic. The situation, however, remained shrouded in uncertainty, leaving many citizens wondering if the air itself had turned against them.
It was like nothing I'd ever smelled before, kind of like burning plastic, but with a metallic tang to it.
My son started coughing uncontrollably. It was terrifying not knowing what we were breathing in.
Across the nation, first-hand accounts painted a vivid picture of the fog's unsettling effects. In Florida, a gas station attendant described the air as thick and heavy, with a chemical smell he couldn't quite place. Meanwhile, a young mother in California shared her experience of walking through the fog, describing a stinging sensation in her eyes and a metallic taste in her mouth. These personal stories, shared widely on social media, added a human face to the growing health concerns. The fog was no longer an abstract meteorological phenomenon, it was a tangible threat impacting the lives of everyday Americans. As the fog persisted, so too did the fear and uncertainty, leaving many to wonder when, or if, the air would clear. Despite the widespread anxiety, experts urged caution and emphasized the need for further investigation. Dr. Emily Carter, a leading atmospheric scientist at MIT, stressed that while the fog's persistence and reported smell were unusual, there was no immediate evidence to suggest a direct threat to public health. Fog itself is simply condensed water vapor, she explained during a televised interview. However, it can trap and concentrate pollutants present in the air, potentially exacerbating existing respiratory conditions. Dr. Carter emphasized the need for comprehensive air quality testing to determine the presence of any harmful substances within the fog. While acknowledging the public's concerns, Dr. Carter cautioned against jumping to conclusions. It's important to rely on scientific evidence and avoid spreading misinformation, she stated firmly. Her words, however, did little to quell the growing tide of speculation and fear that had gripped the nation. The fog, it seemed, had become a blank canvas onto which people projected their anxieties and uncertainties. Section 5. Fog's sinister side: trapping pollutants and spreading discomfort. Fog, while often viewed as a harmless weather phenomenon, has a lesser-known dark side. Its ability to trap and concentrate pollutants makes it a potential health hazard, particularly in areas with existing air quality issues. Industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, and even natural sources like wildfires can release harmful particulate matter and gases into the atmosphere. These pollutants, normally dispersed by wind and other atmospheric processes, can become trapped within the microscopic water droplets that make up fog. This creates a dense, localized cloud of contaminated air, exposing those within it to higher concentrations of harmful substances. For individuals with pre-existing respiratory conditions like asthma or COPD, this can exacerbate symptoms and lead to serious health complications. Furthermore, the fog's persistence allows for prolonged exposure to these pollutants, increasing the potential for adverse health effects. The longer the fog lingers, the more time pollutants have to accumulate and concentrate, creating a potentially hazardous breathing environment for those caught within its grasp. Section 6. The unusual suspect. Acrid smell and an eerie glow. Adding to the fog's mystique were reports of unusual characteristics, further fueling speculation and unease. Many describe the fog as having a peculiar, almost chemical odor, distinct from the damp, earthy scent of typical fog. This acrid smell, often likened to burning plastic or chemicals, permeated the air, clinging to clothes and leaving a lingering taste in people's mouths. Moreover, some witnesses reported an eerie glow emanating from the fog, particularly at night. This faint luminescence, often described as a sickly yellow or greenish hue, added to the unsettling atmosphere, casting an otherworldly pall over the affected areas. Social media buzzed with images and videos capturing this strange phenomenon, further fueling the flames of speculation and fear. These unusual characteristics, coupled with the reported health effects, led many to believe that this was no ordinary fog. Theories abounded, ranging from industrial accidents and chemical spills to more outlandish explanations involving government experiments or even extraterrestrial activity. Section 7. Conspiracy theories abound. Social media fuels the fire. In the digital age, information and misinformation spreads like wildfire. The mysterious fog proved no exception, becoming fertile ground for conspiracy theories and unfounded speculation. Social media platforms, fueled by algorithms designed to promote engagement, became echo chambers where fear and conjecture flourished. One prevailing theory linked the fog to a supposed government weather control program, with some claiming it was a deliberate attempt to disperse harmful chemicals or conduct clandestine experiments on an unsuspecting populace. Others pointed to recent industrial accidents or covert military operations as potential culprits, alleging a cover-up to suppress information about the true nature of the fog. These claims, while lacking any credible evidence, resonated with a segment of the population already distrustful of authority and prone to conspiratorial thinking. The fog, shrouded in mystery and seemingly impervious to explanation, became a blank canvas onto which people projected their fears and anxieties about a world increasingly perceived as uncertain and uncontrollable. Section 8. Seeking answers in science, debunking the myths. Despite the proliferation of conspiracy theories, scientists and experts remain steadfast in their pursuit of evidence-based explanations. Air quality samples collected from affected areas underwent rigorous analysis, searching for any anomalies or the presence of unusual substances.
While some samples did reveal elevated levels of common pollutants like particulate matter and ozone, these findings were consistent with existing air quality concerns in urban areas and could not fully account for the fog's unusual characteristics or the reported health effects. Furthermore, no traces of unusual chemicals, toxins, or other substances suggestive of a deliberate release or industrial accident were detected.
These findings, while failing to provide a definitive explanation, underscored the importance of relying on scientific evidence and avoiding the allure of sensationalized narratives. The fog, while unusual in its persistence and some reported characteristics, remained, for now, a meteorological mystery awaiting further investigation. Section 9. Conclusion. A waiting game as the fog clears. As days turned into weeks, the mysterious fog that had blanketed the nation began to dissipate, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and lingering anxieties. While the immediate health concerns subsided, the experience served as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between our environment and our well-being. The fog's unusual persistence, coupled with the reported health effects and peculiar characteristics, highlighted the complex interplay of atmospheric conditions, air quality, and public perception. While the search for definitive answers continues, the event underscores the importance of scientific literacy, critical thinking, and responsible information sharing in navigating an increasingly complex and uncertain world. As we move forward, it's crucial to learn from this experience, investing in research and monitoring to better understand and mitigate potential environmental health risks. The fog may have cleared, but the lessons it imparted about the power of nature, the importance of scientific inquiry, and the need for clear communication in the face of uncertainty